Did Scott say the vehicle was a Renault Kangoo?
Road crime cop Nick Lovett takes up the pursuit of the suspect van.
We've just had a sighting of the vehicle. We're not too far from that location, so we are going to go and try and get the vehicle stopped.
The van is believed to be travelling from the northwest and linked to a gang who traffic drugs and cash around the country on a regular basis.
The vehicle is believed to have a hide within the vehicle where a large amount of cash and drugs is stored. If we do get a sighting of it, we will go and stop it.
Approaching the M1, Nick and the team are still playing catch-up with the suspect van.
We've got 4 cars. We'll go hopefully and locate the vehicle and then put preemptive tactics in place to bring the vehicle to a stop. Hopefully the vehicle will stay on the M1 for some considerable time to allow us to make ground on the vehicle. Estimation, it's probably got around about 8 minutes on us. It's a lot of ground to cover. Obviously we're doing in excess of 120, so we should be catching it. We think we may have a possible sighting of the vehicle just in front of us. Scott, is that still on the M1 or is that on the A50?
Yeah, because we haven't got any other cameras on the 21.
Yeah, it's a possibility that it may have come off the M1 onto junction 22 onto the A50 towards Leicester. I think the plan is to come down to junction 20 and hold. If it does, we game on. If it doesn't, we've lost it.
With the van now off the motorway and heading away from their patch, the cops are in danger of losing track of it.
Hopefully we can get ahead of the vehicle. The problem is it's not taking the route that we expected it to do.
As Nick waits for an update,
Right.
some frustrating news comes in.
The department we're working for is there's been a request now not to stop the vehicle. Now it's on its way out, we do not stop. So he or she lives to fight another day. You know, we do want to find it today, but if we don't, it's not all lost because he won't be aware that we know about the vehicle. It will come again. So it's a stand down for us back to Derbyshire.
"24 hours later,
They didn't expect it to do another run for a good week.
the suspect van has triggered police cameras again. Nick and colleague PC Dan Mitchell are racing to catch up.
After yesterday and today, this might need some more brake pads.
We just had a sighting of the vehicle, which is just on our border with his staffs, which is the direction we expect it to come from, and it's now all hands to the pump.
Might still want us to go westbound and pick it up early.
After losing their chance yesterday, Nick's determined not to miss out on the van this time.
Come on.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Professional drivers.
What I didn't realise is how far that junction was, so it really started, and I really started to panic, and then I started to really be concerned about the fact that we were going to see the vehicle travel past us on the opposite carriageway. So all my eyes were on stalks.
She's going to sit in that lay-by, so...
Yeah.
You're off, mate.
Positioned on the A50 in an unmarked car, it's now a waiting game to see if the van passes them.
Looks like it's completely white. Black window to the near side.
What's
BZ.
that?
That's not it.
Stand by, stand by, stand by, stand by. Yeah, yeah.
Go ahead, that's it. Contact, contact. Just pulling out because it's quite a way in front of us at the minute. Now lane 1, speed 70. It's committed. A50 east. Still lane 1, speed 60. Traffic is light, weather's good.
We've got 2 other unmarked cars out, which we are going to put into the tactics phase.
Still being driven normally, we've got no vehicles for cover.
Have we got all our vehicles with us? We could go for a lane 3 stop if you're okay with that, if we get the safety on.
With enough cop cars in position to box the van to a stop, Nick calls in the strike.
Mate, we'll stay rear, you come through and do front and side. Yes,
Yeah,
mate.
Looking for a preemptive box on the...
Go for it.
Attention.
And a Oscar Romeo Victor 3 Alpha. Vehicle stopped just on the slip road to the quarry.
Mate, step out. Okay. Right. Turn around. Anything in your pockets that you shouldn't have?
Nah, mate, me money.
Hey?
Money, that's it.
Money?
Yeah.
How much?
About 100 quid.
About 100 quid.
The vehicle was stopped safely, swiftly, and driver secured very, very quickly.
Right, fellas, it's all been checked. It's all clean, there's nothing in there, all right? Fully, hold on to me. Is there anything on you in that vehicle that we shouldn't be? Hello? The time's now, you've got to tell us, yeah?
We're going to find it. We're going to put a drug stock through it.
Is there anything in that vehicle that shouldn't be?
We've just asked him, basically, if there's anything in the vehicle that shouldn't be. He won't answer. He's welling up and clearly upset, so he obviously knows what's coming. We've told him the drugs dog's going through it, but he still won't give any answer. Good to go, Dan. Good to go.
The van will now be taken back to the police station to be searched, and the driver will be detained for questioning. Coming up,
Mate, there is a lot. Yes. There is a hell of a lot.
Derbyshire's road crime cops hit the jackpot
Cracking result, that.
with one of their biggest ever hauls. After an alleged stabbing, a suspected gangster goes on the run from the cops.
Yeah, one running, we've got one running.
And the cops deal a blow to a suspected county line drug runner.
You're under arrest now. Anything I tell you to do, you do, all right? You understand me? Yes.
At Ripley Police Station in Derbyshire, Sergeant Mark Ryan and his team of road crime cops are part of a county-wide crackdown on gang-related violence and drug offences.
Yeah, we've stopped him twice now, haven't we? And if we did catch him on the way in or something like that, we'll just take his chance, see if he's got some gear on him. We've got some specific targets. We're looking at drug supply to some extent around vehicles. There's also a vehicle that's involved in a robbery involving a knife in Derby.
The car they're after is linked to a recent stabbing amongst gangs.
It is really concerning. It's not uncommon, but it is concerning. As it stands at the minute, we stop a lot of people that've got knives in vehicles. I mean, you don't want to be coming across anybody swinging a machete at you while you're at work.
Can I just make you aware of a vehicle we're looking for in Derby, please?
Heading into Derby city centre, road crime cops Ant Horsley and David Bull update control on today's top target.
Now what you're looking for?
We are looking for a silver Renault Megane. It is a clone vehicle.
Yeah, we're doing that.
Thank you very much.
Believing the Megane is running on a set of false number plates, Control will monitor police cameras in the area for vehicles matching its description.
Are you aware that this driver may have a knife? That's what part of the marker says.
Yes, we're aware of that, thank you.
Given the markers, given the fact he was wanted for a serious offence, given the fact we had information that he may have a knife in the vehicle, and he's also linked to drugs, he was a high-risk road user, so there's a very good chance that once we put our blue lights on, he's going to fail to stop.
What are you looking at doing with it?
we'll be looking at using a preemptive box to stop the vehicle due to the fact it's a clone and the driver and the occupants are wanted for the assault.
Approaching the area where the suspect McGann was last seen, there's news of a sighting.
We are Osbiston Road, further ahead of here. We need to get in somewhere where we can keep going a little bit, where we can get in behind it. Just do it anyway. Yeah, well, mate, go on.
Colleagues a short distance away are tailing the McGann in an unmarked car as it heads towards Ant and Dave.
Yeah, sit in front of these. Yeah.
The cops prepare to intercept the suspect car.
From Victor 3, we're the other side of the bridge, Scotty, Osbiston Road. Where are you now, Sky?
Still stopping on the offside, still stopping traffic.
Yeah.
Any falling? Yeah, what is up?
There it is.
Yeah.
Go on, mate, go on, yeah, perfect. There was the driver and also a passenger. That's important information of when we're looking to stop the car, but it could be that the subject or the person that we're looking at is in the passenger seat.
With a covert unit ahead, Ant, Dave and another road crime car fall in behind.
Stinger towards Spider roundabout. 3 cars together now, Scotty. We'll do side, if you do front, Mark, you do rear. It's going to go.
Right.
And for information, we have 3 cars together now. Maybe at this T-junction, see what it's like. Is there not a chance here? Now?
No, there's parked cars on this side as well.
At that point, I thought that he knew that we were behind him, and at any point then I was just waiting for him to fail to stop.
Sorry, go.
As the driver makes a break for it, a passenger is detained by the cops.
Yeah, one running, we've got one running. So we're now in a foot chase. He's a young lad. He's wearing light tracksuit bottoms, a t-shirt and some trainers. We're a lot older. We're wearing boots. Black male, blue tracksuit. We're wearing heavy vests with all our equipment on. So it straight away is a massive advantage.
But with the cops flooding the area, it's not long before the suspect runs out of places to hide.
One's chained. We've got him. All right, what's your name, mate?
No comment.
Huh? No comment? That's not what I asked you, idiot.
I'm not an idiot.
Hey?
I'm not an idiot.
Are you?
No.
You don't have that one then, yeah?
Well done.
Huh?
What sort of? Got him?
Yeah. You need to sit in there.
Right, you're under arrest, mate, for grievous bodily harm. We had information that he'd been involved in serious assault offence over the weekend. He was arrested for grievous bodily harm, which is a serious assault.
GBH?
Yes, mate. That's correct, GBH. Do you understand? Well, get your hands out. Get your hands.
I'm calling my mum.
No, you're not calling your mum. No, you're not getting your mum. You're not calling your mum.
Days.
You won't give us your name. We don't know you are. You're not doing anything. Keep your hands where I can see you.
While Ant takes the young suspect to the police station for questioning.
Just keep your hands away from your trousers, mate. Yeah. It'd be a keyless one.
Dave searches the car.
Yeah, it's big as the wheel. It's bigger. So I think we'll be seizing that. Mate, that's a machete. A very, very dangerous weapon. But if you do use it, you go, great chance of killing somebody. So yeah, get it off the street.
This is why we do these sort of jobs, and this is essentially why I joined the police in the first place, to arrest people that are wanted for serious offences, to take drugs off the streets, and on this occasion to take a big machete off the streets.
With drug offences up by 9% in Derbyshire last year, the road crime team are on a special operation, cracking down on gangs trafficking drugs and cash throughout the East Midlands.
Attention.
After receiving a hot tip, the cops stopped a van linked to drug dealing on the A50.
Mate, step out. Okay.
At the police station in Derby,
This is a Renault Kangoo stopped on the A50.
road crime cops Nick Lovett and Sergeant Mark Ryan are searching the van.
On the face of it, the usual builder's van. Well, given the facial expressions of the driver when we're asking him, I don't think it's all building materials that's in here, if I'm honest.
The cops suspect the van's contents are a disguise and there are drugs or cash hidden somewhere inside. As officers search the vehicle, the 22-year-old driver is being checked into custody for questioning.
All right, so you've got certain rights and entitlements whilst you're here with us. The first one is that you can have somebody notified that you've been arrested and that you're detained with us today. You don't want anyone told.
If the cops find the quantity of drugs or cash their intel suggests he has on him, he could be facing a lengthy prison sentence.
We are going to be taking it up bit by bit. We have got the facility of a drugs dog who has just arrived.
Dog handler PC Rachel Swift has trained search dog Sandy to sniff out drugs and cash.
The fact that we've not found anything actually inside the vehicle doesn't surprise me, because there is always the chance that it's underneath in a concealed container and things. So all's not lost by a long chalk. Did you just indicate, Sandy?
I don't know whether it's a full indication or just because you've been moving stuff around, but...
That's an indication. That's an indication. Come on, you must have that, Rach. That's an indication.
Police dog Sandy will linger in an area to indicate a find.
It's what it is, she's like busy. She's like saying something there, or she's trying to centre on something down at the bottom, down the metal. So I'm going to go around the back, or the front as it were, and have a look that way, see what we get that way as well.
Where's it, Sand? Sandy, come. Where's it? Come here. Sand. Mate, it could be underneath, though. Could be underneath. No, go back.
I'll go underneath and see if there's anything under there.
Here, mate, she indicated here.
Middle-ish?
Indicated here. Down here.
Let's go have to go. If we can't see anything, there's nothing obvious, no like welding or anything.
There is something there. Now, there's something that she's saying. We've gone back to exactly that same spot.
Yeah.
So
Yes. Exact same bits. Here.
There, where she's
Where the nose,
the nose prints.
Where the nose print is. Crowbar we need. Start from this end. Watch yourself, watch your eyes. It's in here somewhere. Very well hidden.
The police dogs are invaluable to us. We work with them regularly. My sense of smell's decent, but certainly not as good as what police dog Sandy's is. It gives us another level of confidence that we are looking in the right places, and that vehicle does contain what we're looking for.
Watch yourself, Sand. Pull her away, mate. I don't want.
It's underneath, isn't it? It's got to be underneath.
It's got to be underneath or behind here. I can see it behind here.
Mark, underneath this front passenger seat,
Yeah.
there is another compartment that wires and that goes through.
It's in here somewhere. Well, that's what we're looking at investigating anyway, to see what it is. Could be nothing, but it doesn't make sense for it to be there. Mate, there is a lot.
Yes.
There is a hell of a lot under here.
I looked through the hole and there was just what appeared to be a bag. And at that point it was relief, because finally we were getting somewhere.
Mate, we think we found it. We just can't get to it. I'm literally looking through a hole which is 1/2 inch diameter, and it seems to go under the chassis. So I think what it's going to be doing is going to be going into the Socko Bay onto a lift.
Suspecting drugs or cash have been hidden in a highly organised way, Nick and the team decide to move the van to a specialist forensics area.
You're not going to have a small-time drug dealer going to this extent. I mean, the most you'll usually get is people hiding it behind sort of panels or something that are loose and it's quite obvious, or carpets. But I mean, you get to the stage where this has clearly been somehow welded in. I mean, or there's some other kind of mechanism that we're not aware of that releases something underneath. Sophisticated, really, to hide what they're doing.
It's in here.
Coming up.
What about if we take this up?
Yeah. A specialist forensics officer helps the cops.
There you go.
Yeah, packages of cash or drugs.
A lot.
Unearth one of their biggest hauls ever.
Cracking result, that. Yeah, really, really good result.
The road crime unit take out a suspected county line drug runner.
You do exactly as I tell you, right?
I am.
You're under arrest now. Anything I tell you to do, you do, all right? You understand me?
Yes.
And the crackdown on gang-related violence is a cause for more alarm.
We lock them up for possession of an offensive weapon as well.
In Derby, specialist road crime officers are on an operation targeting criminal gangs. After receiving a tip-off, Sergeant Mark Ryan and his team have arrested a young man and recovered a van, believing it to contain a large amount of cash or drugs inside.
It's in here. Can't get to it though. So we're now going through the process of trying to work out how he's got it in there and how he will plan to get it out.
A search dog indicated the van could have a secret compartment.
That's been welded in, look. How you get into it, I don't know. That is an extra panel.
The cops have called in a forensic officer to use a specialist camera to search the undercarriage.
There you go.
Yeah, packages of
Packages?
cash. Cash or drugs.
A lot.
We'd struck gold. We didn't know at that point whether it was drugs or cash or both, but we still hadn't got a clue how to get to it. How'd you get to it?
Just a second.
What about if we take this up?
Yeah.
This panel here. That's new, that.
So you reckon that's loose?
No, I don't think it's loose, but I think it's new. Right. Screwdriver.
If they are a gang, then you are running a business like anybody else would. And if you lose a load of money or a load of drugs, that's going to impact on your business. They've got the time to do it. They've got the time to hide things in vans. And had somebody stopped that without the specific information that we got and the tactics we'd used, they probably would have just let it on its way, had a quick look through the van and maybe searched it, but off it goes and continues the rest of its journey.
Right, let me try and get
down, but you can get between this bit.
Mate, it's there, isn't it? So you just need to pop that. You need to pop that weld there. Mate, we're in. Yes. There's certainly cash, if you can have a look. Right to the very back, there's £10 notes, all wrapped up in bundles. So there's a lot. It's worth it. It's a cracking result, that. Yeah, really, really good result. Good hide, really.
It's good. Really good result. Proves the intelligence is right. It's been some hard work, but yeah, we've now found it, so all been well. We'll get a decent amount of cash and some drugs back. I'm sure there's an easy way that they get it out by a garage or something like that, but obviously we don't know it, so we've got to take any means possible to get to it.
There's a lot. That's cash.
We opened up the first bag, and from what we could see, it was just bundle after bundle after bundle of thousands of pounds. And we estimated it to be around about 40,000. That's a hell of a lot of money, and there was 4, 5, 6 bags more to come.
Yeah, I could do.
So a lot of money. Probably our salary in one foul swoop. Our yearly salary. Sat there in one foul swoop.
With all the bags out of the van, the total cash haul is estimated to be over £300,000.
Took some doing though. It's like we're on Scrap Heap Challenge.
You know, this cash is born out of criminality. You know, this isn't honest living. This is criminals making money out of an illegal living. Probably one of the biggest hauls that we've ever taken financially in cash. That courier's probably now in debt to the tune of £300,000, which that courier will have to work off. It's a very bad ladder to be on. He may end up in fear for his life. But knowing we've seized £300,000 off a criminal empire is absolutely massive. It's so rewarding.
Drug trafficking supply lines have almost tripled in the space of a year, with gangs often targeting the young or vulnerable outside of the big towns and cities.
This Golf has been coming down overnight times as well, hasn't it?
It's 10 a.m. Derbyshire's road crime cops continue their crackdown on drug gangs targeting the county.
Yes, we're just now in Sheffield, well, South Yorkshire. We are literally going to sit right on the border, but just on South Yorkshire.
Ant and David have been tasked with stopping a suspect Golf with links to a county line drug network from South Yorkshire.
So we're going to try and see the vehicle just in South Yorkshire, and then we'll follow it back into Derbyshire, where we'll look at doing the stop. County lines is people that we've classified as drug dealers going from one county to another. So in this case, they're coming from South Yorkshire into Derbyshire. The majority of these people are then taking advantage of vulnerable people within another county. So we have some information that the people that were coming today in this Golf are going to several addresses within the Chesterfield area, and they're bullying those people, forcing them to either deal drugs for them or forcing them to let them stay in their address and deal drugs from inside their address.
Yeah, it's hit, mate.
Might go north then.
One of the ways cops track suspect cars is through a network of police cameras.
If the Golf was in Chesterfield and we wanted it to come back, it's hit a camera.
We're going to head towards Staveley kind of area.
And 20 minutes later, there's news of another sighting.
He's passed somebody.
Colleagues nearby have spotted the black Golf.
It says towards Eckington, he's gone up there, mate.
And believe a drug deal is about to take place.
So you're looking to be a right-hand turn about a mile.
In a mile?
Yeah.
Cheers,
we got away. Keep straight, keep straight. It's going to be not this right, but another next right soonish.
There's one here.
Yes.
Are you okay?
Just up ahead, two other units make their move. With the occupants of the Golf boxed in and under control, Ant and Dave arrive on scene.
Say again. Right, fellow, what's happening?
No, I'm going to arrested. No, I am, yeah.
Right then.
I'll just...
Yeah, keep on walking, fella.
People were coming out from the houses, and it seemed to me that there was about 10 or 15 people all trying to get involved and stop us from doing our job.
It's nothing to do with you. Clear off down there. Yeah.
You, my friend, have got to be very careful what you do.
Who, me?
Yes. Listen, if we tell you to do something, you do something. Do you understand?
Yeah.
You're detained under Section 23 of the Misuse of Drugs Act.
All right.
As I was getting to the scene, Scotty was telling me that he was already trying to talk to the other two lads in the car, and he was trying to pass them things. And really, we wanted to get control of him to make sure that he couldn't get rid of any of the evidence, and essentially he would get rid of any drugs that he had on him.
Come with me. Yeah, you do as I tell you, my friend.
Right.
Stand there. Right. You do exactly as I tell you, right?
I am.
You're under arrest now. Anything I tell you to do, you do, all right?
I'm doing it.
You understand me?
Yes.
Yeah. All right.
Sit in there. Don't put your hand everywhere, right? You know what I keep further on. Get your hands out there.
My hands are there.
No, your hands are going for your shorts.
They're nothing
Yes,
in
they
my
are.
shorts. Nothing in my shorts.
There's nothing there, mate.
We're going to be checking anyway, mate, so don't put your hands in there.
Don't worry.
I'm not worried, pal. I'm telling you not to do it.
Yeah, once I'd detained the driver and the driver was under control, I asked him if there were any drugs in the vehicle, and he told me that there was some in the passenger footwell. So that confirmed the intelligence and the information that we had around this vehicle and supplying controlled drugs.
Yeah, this is a car that we've been looking for today, and it's been seen in and around this area, and Scotty has seen what would look like a drug user to approach the car. So we've made the decision of not to let it go back to Sheffield, but to stop it here and now.
Once we've got all the males detained from the vehicle, I think we quickly all realised that the one of the passengers of the vehicle that was in it had just got in the car. He lived local, and we think that he'd only got in the car to buy drugs.
Fella, don't put your hands in your pockets.
I ain't got it. We've just put my pockets.
Where are they taking you?
Derby.
Taking him to Derby, because that's the
give me a
nearest police
trouble card to
station.
get by?
Oh,
Yeah,
well, I
you've
don't
got
know.
my money on. I can't hold today without money, can I?
Then.
No, you're not having that, mate. It's you're on your property, mate. I'm not interested.
This male's girlfriend is far from happy.
You came over here, my love.
I need my money, though. I can't do without money today. What am I supposed to buy my cats?
I'm not sure.
I've got cat food and electric to buy.
Well, I can't do anything about that, I'm afraid.
I think from our inquiries, she'd given him some money. We've then stopped him, taken this money away from him and arrested him. So to say she's not very happy with us is a bit of an understatement.
Oi! Taking me to Derby!
Stop swearing and get in this car. Get
Derby!
in the car. Get in the car. Sit down.
All right,
Sit down, mate.
Push me, man. I'm
Oh,
getting
get in then. Stop swearing, mate. You're offending me. And don't call me either.
I'll stop
right?
being one.
All occupants and the person that was in the car are under arrest. So we're going to go back to the police station now and book them all in.
The driver was a person that we expected to be in the car and we suspect is supplying controlled drugs. There was also a rear passenger in the vehicle. We believe that he is a team with the driver and them two work together to supply controlled drugs.
We've got the 3 males under arrest. The first one's just gone into the custody suite now. The second 2, because we've taken them in one by one, just means that they can't talk to each other or try and get one of them to take the blame for the drugs that we found or anything like that. We're just trying to keep them all separate as much as possible.
While the men are booked into police custody, Ant and the team begin a search of the Golf.
10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90 pounds in £10 notes. A little bit of white powder.
When we've got information that some people have some drugs on them and they're in a vehicle and we then get that vehicle stopped, the best way for us to search them and the actual car himself is take the car back to a police station.
All in all, the search uncovers cash, around 40 wraps of suspected Class A drugs, a small amount of cocaine and several mobile phones.
Once they've been booked in, the inspector will hopefully authorise Section 18 searches, which is basically a warrant to go and search these people's home addresses, and we're looking for more drugs.
Yeah, intelligence-led stop of the vehicle, stopped inside a large quantity of drugs inside that vehicle, and this gentleman was the driver.
I'd say drug dealers are the lowest in society. Any time that we're looking at a job and we can catch a drug dealer, then we'll always do it because, in my opinion, they breed crime by selling the drugs to people who they know are going to commit crime to buy the drugs. The drug users want these people to be addicted to the drugs and they want them to buy more drugs because they make more money.
Yeah, mate.
Coming up, the campaign against gang violence in Derby continues.
Just get a stopping on it, mate. Light it up, mate. Wanted for robbery, I think.
With the hunt for a dangerous suspect who police believe broke into a house to steal drugs.
Keep your hands where I can see, mate. I'm going to take your seat off and I'm going to put some handcuffs on you, yeah?
And yet another dangerous weapon is taken off the streets.
We lock them up for possession of an offensive weapon as well.
En route to Derby, it's 9:20 a.m. After a recent spate of violent incidents across the city, Derbyshire's Specialist Road Crime Unit are on a crackdown against the drug gangs operating in the area.
we have numerous vehicles that we are looking for. A couple of Golfs, some Insignias, a transit van, and the robbery is for a blue Seat and a black BMW. The majority of the vehicles that we're looking at are linked to gangs or organised crime, so they're involved in supplying drugs on a higher level than just perhaps a street dealer. So hopefully we will be able to recover quite a lot of drugs from them as well. That's the main aim.
Within minutes, one of the vehicles has been spotted by another unit.
Yes, sound Chumbers. We're just behind you, mate. Just get a stop in on it, Chumbers, mate. Light it up, mate. Wanted for robbery, I think.
Colleagues up ahead are tailing a blue Seat with links to a robbery involving weapons.
We received more information that the suspected occupant of the vehicle had a knife in his possession. That doesn't change our tactics, but we just need to make sure that we're more robust when we're actually stopping them.
Yeah, nice one. Yeah, this is all good. First of all, keep your hands where I can see them. Both of you are being detained under Section 23 of the Misuse of Drugs Act, right? The purpose of this detention, you're going to be searched, and this vehicle is going to be searched for drugs. My name's Peter Horsell, I work at Ripper Police Station. You understand? OK. Is there any drugs in this car? No? OK. Keep your hands where I can see them, mate. I'm going to take your seat off and I'm going to put some handcuffs on you, yeah? OK. Get out of the car, mate. Let's take him to the wharf.
Put one in the marks.
Wait. Where's the SIM?
SIM's in, mate.
Sit there, mate.
The two suspects and the car will now be taken to the police station for further searches and questioning about the alleged knife-point robbery. While the suspects are booked into custody,
I'll search the boot.
PC Nick Lovett and Sergeant Mark Ryan begin a search of the car.
Got much that mood in there.
As Nick checks the rear seats,
So I'm just going to unwrap the towel.
he makes a sinister and dangerous discovery.
And within the towel is a silver large kitchen knife. See, mate?
You lock them up for possession of an offensive weapon as well. Some kind of blade in the teeth towel.
We'll take it now.
Do a knife tube, just keep it dry.
Yep.
The teeth towel.
No worries.
All right, the officers will explain the reasoning and necessity for your arrest now, again.
Is under arrest for a robbery.
The man has been linked to an alleged attack at the house of a suspected drug dealer.
Is linked to one of the vehicles involved in this robbery. He's also under arrest for possession of a bladed article. His vehicle's been stopped by us on Alfreton Road in Derby. It's been searched under Section 23 of the Misuse of Drugs Act and we found a large knife.
Because the occupants have been arrested for the robbery, that's something that allows us to go and search the house of where the people that have been arrested live. There certainly is a rise in the amount of weapons that we see, so people that we stop and people that we deal with for drug-related offences seem more days now to have weapons on them. So maybe he's got that for some sort of self-protection.
Have you got any questions?
Following the arrest of the two men, a search of the passenger's home uncovered a large quantity of suspected Class A drugs, and he could now be looking at a possible jail term for drug dealing.
Yeah, take that with you.
During Derbyshire's crackdown on gangs and drug-related violence, the cops seized drugs including amphetamine, crack cocaine and heroin, made 26 arrests for drug offences and disrupted 5 county-line drug networks. Numerous weapons were also taken off the streets, including 2 machetes and a sword.
If there is something there and it's there to be found, then we'll keep going and try and find it. And if we don't catch it the first, second, third time, but you're still doing it, we will eventually catch you. We only need to be lucky once, and that's it. you're arrested and you're hopefully going to prison.